Malaysia stands on the edge of a cliff. Its fighter jets are aging and falling one by one, while Indonesia strengthens with its new Rafale fleet and China grows ever more aggressive in the South China Sea. The question is no longer if Malaysia should buy new fighters, but whether it can survive without the Rafale. On August 21, 2025, a Royal Malaysian Air Force F-18D Hornet caught fire during takeoff at Kuantan. Both pilots survived thanks to their ejection seats, but the entire Hornet fleet was immediately grounded. Channel News Asia reported the preliminary cause as a bird strike, but New Straits Times stressed the real problem: jets over 30 years old. This was not the first time. Malaysia's Hornets have long shown signs of fatigue. With only 8 left, each loss deepens the gap. Al Jazeera reported that even the still-flying Russian-made Su-30 MKMs face serious problems. Spare parts are increasingly scarce under Western sanctions on Moscow, driving maintenance costs sky-high. In other words, the RMAF is running out of time. Malaysia once tried another path: buying used jets from Kuwait. There was an offer of 33 ex-Kuwaiti Hornets, but according to Over Defense and Scoop.my, the negotiations fell apart. Upgrade costs were too high, delivery timelines uncertain, and domestic politics sank the deal. The United States entered with offers of F-16s Block 70s, even hinting at possible F-35s in the future. But the U.S. military embargo on Indonesia in 1999 is a bitter reminder. Reliance on Washington can turn into a political disaster. Malaysia will not step into that trap. Russia is no longer an answer either. While the Su-30 MKM remains a backbone, parts are scarce, servicing costly, and any new contract could be a diplomatic boomerang. Buying Russian jets in 2025 means buying uncertainty. China tried to step in by offering the G-10CE and G-35 at Lima 2025. The prices were competitive, the industrial packages attractive, but the impact was obvious. Interoperability with Western partners would vanish, and ASEAN would see such a move as a dangerous political signal. Every option ended in a dead end. Every choice full of risk, and at that moment, one name began to ring louder. Rafale is not just a name. It is a symbol of new generation air power, the product of decades of Dassault aviation research. This multi-role jet has proven itself in Libya, Syria, Mali, and in India's skies under pressure from Pakistan and China. Technically, the Rafale F3R F4 brings a fearsome combination. The RBE AESA radar can track targets beyond 200 kilometers. Meteor missiles give it beyond visual range dominance, with a no-escape zone of over 150 kilometers. And the SPECTRA Electronic Warfare Suite, according to Jane's Defense Weekly, remains one of the most feared by enemy pilots. The Rafale can dogfight at close range, strike ships with exocets, hit ground targets with AASM hammers, and even carry nuclear weapons for France. In other words, one platform, many roles. This is what sets Rafale apart from other options: total flexibility. But technical power is only one side of the coin. The other side is politics and cost. Each Rafale flight hour is estimated at $16,000 to $18,000. Malaysia must build new MRO infrastructure, train pilots and technicians, and adjust doctrine. The war zone called this transition a long-term logistics challenge. Political risks, they remain, but unlike America or Russia, Rafale offers maneuver space. No looming U.S. embargo, no Russian sanctions trap. Malaysia can preserve access to Western training while avoiding total dependence on Washington. From a military perspective, Rafale is not just about replacing a crashed jet. It is a strategic step to close gaps, strengthen deterrence, and show neighbors that Malaysia still has teeth in the sky. The impact of Rafale procurement does not stop with Malaysia. Every move Kuala Lumpur makes will shake the balance of power in Southeast Asia. First, Indonesia. Jakarta has already signed a contract for 42 Rafale F-4s. In September 2025, the first jet conducted its test flight in France, with initial deliveries scheduled for 2026. According to Defense Mirror and the Aviationista, the package includes Meteor and Mika missiles, plus intensive anti-air training for Indonesian pilots. This means if Malaysia also chooses Rafale, the two nations will enjoy high interoperability. They could connect via data links, share BVR tactics, and conduct more realistic joint exercises. But the flip side is worrying. If border tensions rise, especially around Ambalat or Natuna, both sides could end up facing each other with the same generation of fighters. Second, China. In the South China Sea, Beijing is becoming more aggressive. Coast Guard ships, marine militia, and J-11 and J-16 fighters frequently intrude into areas Malaysia claims. Jane's Defense Weekly reported that in the past month alone, there were at least 3 near-air confrontations over Natuna and the Sproutleys. With Rafales, Malaysia can send a clear signal, an air force capable of resisting China's dominance without always calling on the United States. This is a regional deterrence, showing Kuala Lumpur will not stand idle before Beijing's expansion. Third, Thailand. After its F-35 request was denied by the US in 2023, Thailand moved quickly to buy Gripen EFs from Sweden. Reuters reported in August 2025 that Thailand's cabinet approved the first phase of 4 units out of a planned 12. If Malaysia buys Rafales, Southeast Asia will enter a new era of sensor fusion and network-centric warfare competition. Fourth, Cambodia. This small state has no modern fighters, but its military ties with Beijing are deepening. According to the Lowy Institute, Chinese support in radars, training, and drones could give Cambodia new asymmetric capabilities. If Malaysia strengthens itself with Rafales, Cambodia may lean even further towards Beijing as a counterweight. The conclusion is clear. Malaysia's decision is not just about replacing old jets. It is a move that could redraw the air power map of Southeast Asia toward stability or toward a new arms race. In the end, Malaysia's question is not simple: Rafale or strategic collapse? With its Hornets aging, Su-30 MKMs trapped by sanctions, and second-hand deals falling through, its time is running out. If Rafales arrive, Kuala Lumpur gains a new chance to build interoperability with Indonesia, defend Natuna skies, and confront Beijing's aggression with greater resolution. But on the other hand, this choice could also magnify potential conflicts. Indonesia, now reinforcing its own Rafale fleet, may view Malaysia's move as a new threat along the border. Ambalat, Natuna, or the Celebes Sea could become flashpoints. In the South China Sea, a greater threat looms. Chinese warships and fighters increasingly challenge Malaysia's boundaries. Without Rafales, the RMAF will struggle to defend their skies. With Rafales, at least they can send a message: Malaysia will not yield. This choice is costly, risky, and full of challenges, but more dangerous still is if Malaysia makes no choice at all. Because in today's Southeast Asian geopolitics, weakness is an invitation to intervention. The Rafale is not just an aircraft, it is a message to neighbors, to adversaries, to the world, that Malaysia still stands ready to defend its skies. What do you think? Will Rafale truly land in Kuala Lumpur, or will Malaysia once again be trapped in political and financial deadlock? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more frontline military analysis.